Hello, everybody. This is an analysis of a recorded match between myself, Sean Lewis, Fargo 668, and my friend Rachel Hall, who is a 329 Fargo, playing a race to 9 8-ball alternate break. I got the first break. It's like a dry break. For this set, my focus has been just to continue to work on my stroke. I'm trying to develop a more precise stroke. Rachel's trying to play more pool, so I've been coming over and we've been playing these Salado Fargo rated matches. And I've been doing the analysis to try to help her understand where she could be doing a little bit better. Things to work on. I've been identifying a few different things. Like on that first shot, she probably used the bridge. A lot of times I see missing because of just being out of position with your body. It's of key importance to create a proper structure so that your stroke will be straight and accurate hitting the cue ball, and any structural misalignment or compromisation due to your stance being less than what your ideal is going to just cause you to make more mistakes. So I've chosen solitaire. Back to the game. The 1 and the 4 are close together, so I'm going to play it to, I think only the 1 goes or only the 4 goes. I can't remember. Into the corner, so I'm going to deal with that right now. My objective will be to get position on that 5 to either break out the 8 or just shoot the 8 in the corner where the 3 is right now. But I'm going to remove the 3 right now, or I'm shoot the 4. I'm not sure exactly. I can't remember what I did here. This table is pretty generous pockets. I've been playing on it a little bit more since we've been doing these sets, and I'm getting more comfortable with this table, so I've been doing pretty well running out. Basically, with this format, I've been trying to be ultra aggressive, get out every single time that I can, just as a challenge. And in order to do that, I've been forcing myself to really play precision shape as best I can, really trying to go deeper and visualize more completely and be calm and do what I need to do to get out. Okay, so I've gotten the angle on the 5, maybe gone too far, or not, maybe too much angle, so I may be going to bump into this ball. I wanted to be a little bit closer to straight in so I could just punch it, but here I may go into the balls or I may stay above it. Yeah, just staying in control. I didn't want to do anything that can cause me to just fail, so a controlled bump is good there. Because everything is going to be as precise as I can make it and controlled. Alright, score is 1-0. dry break. So I'm obviously going to try to run all the balls here. Looks to me like solids is the easier pattern here, so I'm going to take those. The 11 is pretty tied up with those solid balls. And I think that all the solid balls can be made by just being a little bit accurate with your cue ball. The 8, I believe, passes the 13 into the corner. So one of the things I try to do when I'm playing 8 ball is take a look and create like a plan for each shot as far as where I need to be to make each ball go in. I'm not necessarily going to play like a particular pattern. It's more like I'm trying to focus on being adaptable and finding the right shot compared to for where I get to for after each shot, and just kind of knowing that as the balls bump around that things are going to change and that you just need to be adaptable. Some crazy focus issues going on here. Sorry about that. So I tied up the 8 here. Might be playing to shoot the 4 and then the 6 next. And then go for the 1 and then use the 1 to shoot the 8 in the side by going to the short rail. And then to the what would be the top corner from this perspective and shoot it into the side past the purple stripe. Okay. A little bit of low left. Play 2 rails, 1 rail. As long as I can get the angle past the 13 to shoot the 8 in the side, then I'm good to go. It's a little bit straight, so I'm focusing on making sure I hit the pace properly. Just enough. Score's 2-0. I'm using a head ball break here. I've been experimenting with the second ball break. I typically use this second ball break, especially on a diamond. This is an 8-footer, like a diamond bar box, which is normally the format I play, or the table I'm going to play on for 8 ball. This is an 8-foot, I think, kind of like a Oldhausen or some sort of table like that. It plays a little bit different, so I think later in the video I'm going to go to the middle of the table and break from the center of the table and have a little bit better luck. Alright, so here Rachel is again, should be using the bridge. It's just very difficult to get any sort of productive stroke when your main focus is just getting to where you can kind of like swing and hit the ball sort of where you wanted to. That was a good shot. I think one of the things Rachel could really do well to work on is just spend a little bit more time walking around the table and like taking a look at what's there for shooting shots. She's got pretty good shot making. But strategy could be improved. Like in this situation, she's done nothing to break out the balls that are tied up, which seems to me their main strategy is just make balls and see what happens. And as you get better, you need to make plans. In order to be able to get out, the shots just become increasingly difficult if you don't do something to make them easier. So this ball passes between there into the side. And then now I'm going to be able to shoot, I think, the 3 ball in the corner. Because there's enough room. And that way I don't have to break anything out. They're all just going to get broken out by removing them from play. I like to ideally just not move any ball. Just hit them all where they stay. So now I'm looking at, oh yeah, I'm going to cut the 5 and then go into the balls. And then the 3 balls that are out there plus the 7 should leave me a shot. I was playing for the 4 as my insurance ball in case I didn't get a shot on the 7. Anytime you're breaking out a ball, ideally you'd like to be able to shoot a ball that's stationary next to play shape off of based on your likely position your cue ball's ended up in. Alright, so now I'm just going to eliminate the 6 here, shoot it into the side, and that should clear the 1 out. And then from there I can shoot the 1 or the 4 and then play for the 8. Either 1 or the 4 plays good position for the 8 ball. Pay no attention to the doggy. So I think I can play this 4 in the side after I shoot the 1. I think that's what I end up doing. This table does have a challenge that it's a little bit, the room is a little bit too small. So when you're shooting off the end rails, you have to use the short cue, so it's one of the things that you got to be aware of. Got a pretty good angle here. I can just roll it forward for a fairly easy shot on the 8. Interesting hand position there. I gotta investigate that. Alright, score's 3-0. So far I've been doing really well. Ran out every rack that I've had a shot from the very first inning. Sort of my goal. These little bit easier tables should have a higher expectation that you're going to run out, and kind of increases the onus to actually do it. The table's pretty big pockets and it runs pretty straight. So I'm challenging myself to really do really well. Stood up a little bit on the shot there. Nearly made the bank. Probably would have had a shot on the 15. So that was pretty good. I think here I'm going to end up with a makeable combo on the 5 and the side here. Otherwise, I probably wouldn't have been able to do much. Kind of clustered up balls. I think I could make the 1 on the side as well. But I'd prefer to shoot this combo to break the balls open. Now I just gotta find a pattern to get to the 7, which is close to the 15. I'm probably going to use the 1 or the other ball on the side rail to try to break them out or to get shape on them. And I like to do that early on while there's still a couple other balls on the table. Give me an opportunity to use those as insurance balls. Oh, now I'm going to use left and high ball to try to bump the 8 or the ball under the 8. And then that should clear it out so that I have a shot on the 15 or the 7, excuse me. So I hit the bottom ball, but it went down table. So now I believe that there's a carom available. It's too thin to cut. And carom off the 15. And then there's the other 3 balls on the table, so I'm just going to play to make those balls. So I bump the 8 back into traffic. It does, however, go in the side, so now I can use the 1 as my shape ball for the last ball. So I just have to play for a little bit of angle on the 1 on either side of the ball in order to get down to the end rail with an alignment so that I can shoot the 8. And again, with the short rail difficulty of being close to the wall, my goal is to be off the end rail so that I can use my cue instead of the short cue. So I overdrew quite a bit here. This is more angle than I wanted. So I'm going to have to really slow roll this ball. That one would have been easy to overhit. So I had to focus on hitting it as soft as I needed to end up with a shot. And now I can pocket the 8 in the side. Alright, score's 4-0. Here I'm going to the middle of the table break. Seemed like I'd watched Rachel break from the middle prior and done really well, so I'm going to go with that. 6 ball in, decent spread. I like solids here. Really, stripes could do. Stripes is a little bit trickier because the 3 and the 4 are blocking the holes on down there on the insert on the rack side of the table. Easy starter shots. Just going to pick off that 1 that's on the end rail. It's a little bit trickier to get at. Shoot that right away. And then come back up table. And ideally shoot for the 4 ball, I think. If I have to, I'll play one of those other balls. Yeah. Wasn't sure exactly if it was going to run into the 2 or the 7 or go through the gap. Just trying to make sure that I can leave myself a shot for the 8 ball. So I played back over there to use the 7 to get at the 3, hoping to get on the 3, but I think I ended up on the 3, so that was good. So I gotta use a little bit of left English here to try to get the cue ball to spin off the end rail to a little bit of a better angle. Did pretty good. Where the 10 is, I think it blocks the scratch. So I just have to bear down and make this 8 ball with no concern of scratching. Alright, scores 5-0. I think Rachel may have put a bad rack on herself there. I think actually this is ball in hand in the anywhere on the table, but I'm playing it out of the kitchen for some reason. I don't know if we discussed that and I just forgot. I'm going to play to break all these balls out with this first shot. You don't need to blast them open because that can make them reconnect. So I think the 9 in the side I like because the 8 is in the way. Got in there for these 2 balls so I can play for the other one. Then I'll be looking good. I was hoping to get straight in on that, I think, so I could go forward and shoot the 11. But this is fine. I'll just have to come back down for it. Now everything's out in the open for the most part. Just gotta play. I think I'm gonna play for the 11 right now. And then play that ball near the side as the insurance ball in case I don't get there. A little bit short here. Oh yeah, I'm going to cut it in the side and then try to go into the end rail and then bump the 8. On the way back out is my shot. Came up a little bit too far, so I can't make it in the pocket. So I have to bank it. And then because of that, it's going to go into those balls. So I'm going to use some pace to try to clear and get up table enough to have a shot on the 8. Made it. Got pretty lucky with the position. You sort of have to do what you have to do to make that ball. Wasn't so easy. All right, score is 6-0. Nearly got kissed into the scratch. but I'm still alive. I think I have to shoot this ball. Go for stripes here, shoot that ball into the side, the 11. Plan to roll and bump into the 8 or that other ball next to the 8. Now the trick here is to get on the ball on the side rail to shoot that ball that's tied up on the solid there close to the corner. With the intent to either play position for it if I get really nice on it, or break it out as my second option. I just overrolled a little bit here. So here I'm electing to actually play the carom off that solid ball. Kind of a tough situation. The 9 doesn't allow me to really get back where I need to be. Just a little bit too thin. I did break it out though. Pretty good shot. The trick to be here would be to get on that 6 ball. So if you can roll up and shoot the 6 first, that would be great. That was a really good shot. Now here's center ball and punch to get back for the 5. You shoot the 6 and then the 5. Then the 7. Then the 8. And I like that pattern. So this would be lower on the cue ball. And then could have easily gotten to the other side and shot it in the same corner. That would have just been using draw. That was a pretty good opportunity to run those balls. Other than that positional error, pretty much could have got there. So I'm just going to shoot this in the corner. I might play the combo. I might go underneath, try to play to the end rail. Depends on where I end up. I think I have to play the combo from here. Unfortunate scratch on the break. Got to focus on hitting that head ball more solid. Now I'm going to play stripes because I need to shoot that combination later on. Quite a few tricky situations here, so I'm going to try to figure out what shot will unlock the whole rack. I think I was planning to get a little bit of a less steep angle on the 9, or I was playing it. I don't think I was playing that angle. No, I'm definitely playing for this combination here, it looks like. I think I just hit that ball because it just appeared, the shape appeared. Otherwise I would have took that combination. Playing the combo. I think there's going to be a kiss to the cue ball here, so just hoping to get something. Came out pretty good here. Now I can shoot the 12 and draw back for the 13. One rail. Back through the gap between the 3 and the 5. And if I end up with a decent angle on the 13, then I'm good to go. A little bit of a quick stroke there. Gotta work on that. Now I just float this ball in and take what I get here. A little far, but we're okay. Just gonna have to use a nice little float draw stroke. Another little bit of a jabby stroke. Alright, score is 8-0. I think this is a dry break. Probably takes stripes here. The ball that's on the side pocket point, it's pretty tough. So just because of that, and then the other side pocket is blocked. That stripe ball is blocking the 6. I think it's the 6. Maybe it's the 2. And then in the kitchen, yeah, I'd be cautious to just shoot the easiest shot. I normally play my pattern based on what the most difficult shot is. Accept the difficult shot at the beginning, and then make your life easier the rest of the way. Play that carom into the side. Yeah, so I'm just going to clear out these balls here underneath, and then everything looks pretty good from there. Really, the trick of the rack was to get rid of those 2 balls that are close together. So overall, I've done pretty well with my stroke. The last game, I had a few swings that were tempo-wise not so great. I'd say for Rachel, just got to work on decision making. Start using the bridge more often when necessary. And thinking about position a little bit more clearly. So I'm going to float over, I think, to shoot this ball on the side next. Oh no, I'm using that as the last ball for the 8. I'm not sure what's going on here actually. Oh, I'm playing for the side ball next, I think. I want to eliminate that ball because there's potential to get hooked on it. Once I eliminate that ball, now I just need to play the cue ball kind of in the middle of the table. See, I got messed up there and bumped that 3. I was trying to use inside spin to come between the 3 and the 8 back to the middle of the table. So I gotta just bear down and make this ball super clean. Come back for the 11, pretty nice. Now I'm just gonna try to return to that same spot to shoot the 8 in the corner. So this will be low and a little bit of right. Alright everybody, well thank you for watching. Hope you got something out of this. And have a great one.